Good morning, gang. Happy Monday morning. Back to the grind. Here we go. So, welcome to Radio Free Tennessee. All right. So imagine this, guys. You just had an election that the results were questionable at best. Inflation's running, mid sixes, and people are hungry. People's spending power is getting destroyed. People aren't happy. So what do they decide to do? They storm the Capitol. They start raiding Congress. They start burning the Supreme Court down. What do you think? No, that's not January 6th. That's yesterday in Brazil. We aren't the only country that has a illegitimate president who has a whole lot of people pissed off, who has inflation running rampant, who has food prices skyrocketing, who has people hanging on by fingernails in order to pay the bills. Okay? Yeah, and this is going on in other countries around the world. We hear about China, Taiwan all the time. We hear about Russia, Ukraine all the time. But the media doesn't talk about Brazil much at all. And they are going through the same thing that we are. They had an election a month or so ago. And overwhelmingly, Bolsonaro was the favorite. Okay. Anything that you looked at in social media from the Brazilians, okay? Anything you looked at from foreign governments, most of the foreign governments that we'd agree with, okay, all supported Bolsonaro, which is who is, okay, I don't want to call him a conservative, but yeah, along those lines, a Brazil first type person, okay? Except Lula miraculously won the election at the 11th hour. That doesn't sound familiar. Who is an avowed socialist. And the people of Brazil are not happy, okay? So with everything that was going on over the weekend, on Sunday, yesterday, the Brazilian people stormed Brasilia. There were fights, there were clashes, there were also people helping the police, okay, because tear gas was used, and I've said to you guys before, make sure the wind is right, okay, things like that. Luna was nowhere in the area at all, okay? Typical, all right? They're off hiding somewhere when things have to go on. They pillage and burn the country for their own wealth while, the people suffer. I mean, that's just typical of a socialist regime. Take a look at history, okay? There's never been a socialist regime where the leader didn't enrich himself and the people all paid for it, okay? So what was Luna's response yesterday? Not, we're going to work something out with the people. Oh, the police didn't do enough. The police should have done more to beat back these protesters, okay? These rioters. I mean, this one was a riot. This was nothing like January 6th, okay? This was a riot. This was an insurrection. January 6th was a protest. Sure, a couple of people got caught taking pictures in chairs. Yes, a couple of people stole stuff in the United States, and they deserve to be prosecuted for that one, okay? But going into a House of Congress where, just to remind you guys, the doors into the House were opened for them. Just saying, okay? They didn't beat down doors. The doors were opened from the inside to allow the people in. Okay. Not so in Brazil. They beat the doors down, they got in, and they raised hell. I don't know if there were any casualties, but there were supposedly hundreds of people arrested. Though remember, the police did nothing, according to the leader. What would a socialist leader prefer? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the police should have shot everybody, okay? Because that would be your typical Stalin-esque response, okay? It's what socialist leaders do. You're the other side, we kill you, okay? This is where the world is heading. The people of the world aren't happy, okay? I'd love to see this. I can't find this for my life, but I'd love to see this, of a world survey of people who support globalism, a one world government, the insane ideas that the World Economic Forum has. I can't find that. There's probably a really good reason I can't find that, is because there's nobody that wants to publish that, because the tyrannical socialists are the ones that hold that information back. They know, okay, trust me, Klaus Schwab and all his minions know that the world doesn't want what he's peddling, okay? But they're going to peddle it anyway. Why? Because it's a way to steal wealth, way to steal your money, way to steal your property, way to steal anything and everything you have. Your spirit, your soul, they want to break you. This is it, to the point. Think about this, guys. This whole climate change thing, this, has nothing to do with the climate. It's all about power. It's about wealth. It's how they can separate you from your money and put it in your pocket and put it in their pocket. Please, I wait for this one every time and nobody can ever give me an answer. How is paying a tax, a carbon credit, how is me sending $10 to the government do anything for the climate? It doesn't. It just separates $10 from me and puts it in the pocket of somebody else. That's all it does. Does it do anything to reduce carbon dioxide emissions? No. It just puts money in their pocket. Okay. That's all it is. The people of Brazil are standing up. Some of the people in the United States are standing up. We need more people in the United States to stand up. We need some people. Other than the truckers convoy in Canada, I haven't heard anything about Canada and people standing up to Trudeau. Maybe I'm missing it. If you guys are up in Canada and I'm missing it, let me know about it. I'd love to know, okay? You have some people in Australia standing up. Not many, okay? The Europeans, they're turning tail and running. That's typical, okay? But the only place I could say in Europe is you have any sort of resistance to this crap is in Italy. But as for Germany and France and Great Britain and everything, everybody else, they're just going, oh, okay, fine, no problem, destroy our lives, that's it. No, this bar's been open for hundreds of years, we'll close it down, that's okay, because it's offensive, whatever, this woke crap. This is what's coming, guys. This is and I don't know how else to explain it to people. I've given up on trying to talk to people and tell them why to prep. It's just hopeless, all right? Oh, nothing will happen. Oh, the government will take care of it. Oh, it'll fix itself. Oh, we'll go back to normal. Oh, I really don't care. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Y'all know what's going to happen. They're going to be the first ones pounding on the door. Okay. They're also the ones standing out with their, face tattoos and earrings in places I don't even want to mention, and, 16 different colored hair with half their head shaved going, we support socialism. Do you have a job? No. I collect my Biden bucks. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I have very little respect, if any respect, for some of these whack jobs. There's, I mean, don't get me wrong, people. There are Democrats who are America-loving, intelligent, common-sense, rational people. There are not progressives or liberals that are any of those, okay? The ones who want to bust the entire system down and start all over need to GTFO, because the entire, well, they bitch about that all day long. They're conveniently living under the system they hate so much. That doesn't work. But they're still going to pick up their mocha latte and getting on their e-bike or driving their Tesla to their job, if they have one, at Starbucks. You know, this is the thing. Mark my words, it ain't going to be long till you start seeing what's going on in Brazil today come to the more westernized nations. I just want you guys to be aware of this. I want you, the United States, we are not on one little island where our country is the only one that's falling deep into this cavern of, wokeism and socialism. The rest of the world is too. And it's all backed by Klaus Schwab and George Soros and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, and all these people are shoving this down everybody's throat. And eventually it's gonna come to a head. And Brazil is just the latest country. Take Venezuela, take Zimbabwe, take any of these, what's going on. I think Indonesia had riots somewhat similar. It's Indonesia or Singapore last week, something similar. And now you have Brazil. This is going to go on more and more and more and more. I still think there's a good probability of you're going to start seeing a lot of civil wars in countries. And maybe that's the depopulation we need. Pinball out.